Okay, now let's look at the multivariate report screen. Let's close that and take a look at the multivariate report. And okay, there's a lot of similar information here. In this case, you can view the best 3 combinations or the worst 3 combinations. And of course, the more page sections you're testing, the more combinations you're going to have. So again, if you're testing 3 sections and each section has 3 combinations, that's a total of 9 different pages that you're testing against each other. And again, you're presented with estimated conversion rate range, chance to beat original, chance to beat all, and observed improvement. So again, Google is trying to be as helpful as possible and predict how the test is going to do even before you let it fully run its course. And again, the conversion/visitors column. Okay, 2 conversions for the original, 3 overall visitors, and for combination 1, 2, and 3, 0 conversions, and 1, 2, and 2 visitors. So let's just take a look at the Page Sections tab. And here, the information is presented on a per-section basis. So in this test, I was testing 2 sections of the page. I was testing the headline, and if the text gets truncated here, you can just hold the mouse over this and you get a pop-up of the full text. So headline test, and I was testing the headline. So for the headline test, there are 2 combinations, the original and the how-to headline. And for the subhead test, there's 2 combinations, original and subheading alignment. And again, we're presented with estimated conversion rate range, chance to beat original, chance to beat all, observed improvement, and overall conversions against visitors. So the original version of the page, 4 visitors, 2 conversions, and for the how-to headline, 4 visits and 0 conversions. For the subheadline test, original look, which was left-aligned, 5 visitors, 2 conversions, and for the centrally aligned subheading, 3 visits and no conversions. So with these multiple sections being tested at the same time, over time, as you get more and more visitors, you'll be able to view accurately the best 3 combinations. And then you'll be able to choose which combination to stick with, or maybe stick with those 3 combinations and continue to test them against each other over time, or even keep adding new combinations to keep improving the page more and more. And you can also see worst 3 combinations, so those would be the combinations to remove for good. But again, as always, I keep stressing this, but don't make any decisions prematurely. Wait until enough data has come in before you get rid of pages you don't believe are working well, because you need a decent amount of data to make the right decision. And also, it's important to know that different traffic, different website visitors from different sources are going to behave differently. So that's why it's important to let it run over time as well, so you get a lot of different kinds of traffic. For example, let's say you run an e-commerce store, an online catalog selling laptops. And let's say, for example, that one of the brands you sell is IBM laptops. If, for example, someone goes to Google and types in IBM laptop and an actual model number, and they searched for that and your website came up, and they clicked through, that's a very, actually let me be even more accurate. Let's say a person types in IBM laptop and a model number and also buy. So for example, buy IBM laptop model number 123. And let's say your website came up in the top 10 and they clicked through. For someone typing in such a targeted search term, they're a lot more likely to buy than someone, let's say, looking for, let's say, IBM laptop software. They're looking for specific software to help with their IBM laptop. Those 2 people could come to your site, but one would be a lot more likely to convert than the other, because if you're selling laptops, the one actually looking to buy a laptop is much more likely to convert than the one looking for software who clicks through to your site and then realizes it's not actually the best site for them. And that's just an example from search engines. There's lots of other types of traffic, of course. There's traffic you can buy through Google advertising, banner advertising. You can even still buy pop-ups so that when someone closes their browser window, your site has appeared on the screen behind that browser window. And actually, that's an example of untargeted traffic that often converts very badly. Let's say you paid for 10,000 pop-ups. So now your page appears 10,000 times when someone visits another site. Say you purchased those pop-ups on CNN, for example. So when someone visits CNN, your website pops up behind the CNN web page. So only when they close the web browser window in which CNN is showing do they see your page. That's still 10,000 visits, but it's very untargeted because people didn't choose to visit your site specifically. And they might just take a glance and then close the page on your site. So the conversion rate on such visitors is going to be a lot less. So really, you want to take into consideration as many traffic sources as possible. Or if you're getting traffic from multiple sources, wait until a decent amount of traffic has come from the different sources so you can actually work out an accurate average. Because if you just tested using the poor quality traffic, the conversion rate would be very low. If you just did a test using the high quality traffic, the conversion rate could be very high. So if you're buying traffic from multiple sources, and if you're getting that traffic for free from multiple sources, for example, articles, search engine marketing, even publicity, then you really want to take all that on board. Wait until you have a good average, wait until the traffic has come from all the sources, and then you'll have an accurate average of how your site is doing overall and how your pages are converting. This is really more a Google Analytics issue rather than purely a testing issue, but if you're going through your Google Analytics carefully, you can keep an eye on exactly what type of traffic converts, which doesn't, and that will also help you make decisions. For example, you may track all the traffic that comes from pop-ups, and you may decide that buying pop-ups is a complete waste of money. For example, you may have 10,000 visitors. You may have 10,000 visitors and not a single one has become a customer. So that's money poorly spent. With analytics, that helps you make such important decisions about what traffic works for you and what traffic doesn't. And that's very important, especially if you're buying traffic. And then, just through the nature of removing poorly converting traffic sources, you may end up with less traffic, but the same number of sales overall, or just slightly less than the number of sales you had before, but because of that, your overall conversion rate is going to go up hugely when tracking visitors against e-zine signups, for example, or sales.